Elvis Aaron Presley, born on January 8, 1935, in Tupelo, Mississippi, and deceased on August 16, 1977, in Memphis, Tennessee, was much more than a singer. He was a cultural phenomenon, a symbol of musical and sexual revolution, and a figure whose influence resonates to this day. His identical twin brother, Jesse Garon, was stillborn, a fact that deeply marked Elvis, who grew up as an only child in a very close and religious family. Elvis's first musical experience was in the Assembly of God, a Pentecostal church he attended with his parents, where gospel and blues intertwined in his soul, creating the melting pot of sounds that would later define his style. At age 10, he won a talent contest singing Old Shep, a song about the loss of a dog, a theme that resonated with his sensitivity and his connection to raw and sincere emotions. This early victory, although modest, was a harbinger of his future impact on the world. The Presley family moved to Memphis in 1948, a move that exposed Elvis to the rich mix of blues, country, and gospel that flourished in the city, especially on the legendary Beale Street. It was in Memphis that a young Elvis, with his distinctive pompadour and daring dress style, began to forge his musical identity. In 1953, driven by the desire to record a record for his mother, Gladys, Elvis entered Sun Records, a modest but vibrant studio owned by Sam Phillips. Phillips, a visionary in search of a sound that fused black and white music, saw untapped potential in Elvis. The initial recording session didn't produce anything remarkable, but Phillips sensed something special in the young man and paired him with guitarist Scotty Moore and bassist Bill Black. One night in 1954, during a break, Elvis began toying with an accelerated version of That's All Right, an Arthur crewed-up blues song. The raw energy and fusion of styles captivated Phillips, who knew instantly that they were onto something unique. That's All Right became Elvis's first single, released on July 19, 1954, and its impact was immediate. The song, with its infectious rhythm, Elvis's passionate voice, and Moore's innovative guitar sound, swept the local radio waves, generating unprecedented hysteria. People called radio stations to ask who this white singer with a black voice was, a phenomenon that defied the racial conventions of the time. Elvis's live performances during this period were equally electrifying. His provocative pelvic movements, overflowing energy, and magnetic charisma on stage drove audiences wild, especially young women, who saw in him a liberation from social restrictions and an expression of their own rebellion. This performance style earned him the nickname Elvis the Pelvis, a title that both consecrated him as a sex symbol and sparked controversy among the more conservative sectors of society. In 1956, Elvis signed with RCA Records, a major record label that catapulted his career to a national level. His first single for RCA, Heartbreak Hotel, reached #1 on the charts, as did his self-titled debut album. From this moment on, Elvis's rise was meteoric. Hits like Hound Dog, Don't Be Cruel, and Love Me Tender became anthems of a generation, and his television appearances, such as on The Ed Sullivan Show, broke audience records and cemented his status as the first mass idol of the television era. Elvis's impact transcended music. His style of dress, with his flashy shirts, leather jackets, and impeccable pompadour, set trends among the youth of the time. His androgynous image and defiant attitude broke barriers and challenged gender norms, making him a symbol of rebellious youth and sexual liberation. His influence on popular culture was so profound that he is credited with creating the concept of the teen idol and popularizing rock and roll as the dominant musical genre. Elvis's career continued to flourish throughout the 1960s and 1970s, albeit with ups and downs. After serving in the military in Germany between 1958 and 1960, Elvis returned to the United States and focused on his film career. He starred in a series of musical films that, while box office successes, were often criticized for their repetitive formula and lack of artistic substance. However, these films helped maintain his popularity and solidify his image as an entertainment icon. In the mid-1960s, Elvis's musical career began to decline, as the musical landscape was changing with the arrival of the British invasion and the emergence of new bands like the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. Aware of the need to reinvent himself, Elvis returned to the stage in 1968 with a television special titled Elvis, known as the '68 Comeback Special. This show, which displayed him in his best vocal and physical form, revitalized his career and introduced him to a new generation of fans. The special included memorable performances such as Hound Dog, Jailhouse Rock, and the emotional If I Can Dream, which became an anthem of hope and unity in a time of social upheaval. The success of the '68 Comeback Special propelled Elvis to return to live performances, and from 1969 onwards, he began a series of legendary concerts in Las Vegas that lasted until his death in 1977. These performances, known for their energy, charisma, and total dedication on stage, consolidated his status as the king of rock and roll and attracted audiences from around the world. However, Elvis's personal life during this period was marked by tragedy and decline. His marriage to Priscilla Presley, with whom he had his only daughter, Lisa Marie, ended in divorce in 1973. In addition, Elvis struggled with increasing health problems, including prescription drug abuse, weight gain, and an unhealthy lifestyle. Despite his professional success, he felt increasingly isolated and depressed, trapped in a golden cage of fame and fortune. Elvis's death on August 16, 1977, at the age of 42, shocked the world. The official cause of his death was a heart attack, but various theories have been considered, including a drug overdose and a combination of genetic and lifestyle factors. His death triggered an unprecedented wave of mourning, with thousands of fans gathering at the gates of Graceland, his mansion in Memphis, to pay tribute. Elvis's legacy endures to this day. His songs continue to be played on radio stations around the world, his films continue to be watched by millions of people, and his influence can be felt in the music of countless artists. Graceland has become a pilgrimage site for his fans, and his image remains a symbol of popular culture. Beyond his music and fame, Elvis was a complex and often contradictory man. He was known for his generosity, his humility, and his connection with his fans, but also for his insecurity, his loneliness, and his personal struggles. His life was a whirlwind of success, fame, love, loss, and tragedy, a story that continues to fascinate and move people of all ages and backgrounds. Ultimately, Elvis Presley was much more than a singer. He was a cultural phenomenon, a symbol of the rock and roll era, and an icon whose legacy endures as a testament to the power of music to transform lives and transcend time.